The Super Over Podcast.
With me, JP Duminy.
And it's me, Jemimah Rodrigues.
Hello, welcome to the Super Over Podcast. I'm Liam Flint, and I'm pretty sure this is still the only existing cricket podcast run by professional players and myself as well. So we've got Jemimah Rodrigues, who's a current India Women International. Jemmy, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks guys. Nice to catch up with all of y'all and also today our special guest. I'm super excited.
Special guest. And then, going slightly up in age, I'm trying to be kinder to him, so not too much older than me. JP Duminy, of course, former South African all-rounder, lit up the IPL for a few years. We've got him with us. JP, you all good?
Top man. A few years, just a few years, nothing more.
He's the top man. Top man.
He is a top man. And our special guest today, I thought, Jemmy, I might give you the honours today to, on the spot, come up with a great one line to introduce our guest so that everyone knows who he is.
Okay, this is some double practice now.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the man himself, one of the finest lefty batters of India.
Oh my goodness.
Of India, I mentioned of India. And of the world. And one of the most kindest and a gentle person, a very humble human being, Suresh Raina. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. So looking forward to this. Thank you, brother. JB, thanks. Yeah.
There you go. What an amazing introduction that was. What a gem on the spot.
Yeah. You've had a bit of practice, Jim.
Yeah, a lot of practice actually.
He's a TV star now, so we wouldn't expect anything less.
Not such a big star as JP, man. No. I can't do it.
What? That's so true.
He's not even 20 yet. Yeah.
Let's have a Corona catch up there, guys. I mean, what's happening? Let's start in the UK. What's happening in the UK there, Priska?
In the UK, let me give you a picture. It's 25 degrees. About to have a barbecue this evening on the beach.
Wow.
So things are looking up from a social perspective. Cases are dropping for us, which is nice. But we're still needing to be careful. And as soon as you go to a major city, the cases obviously pick up, much like in South Africa and India as well.
Yeah.
So I think people are a bit more positive. We're trying to enjoy our summer over here. But yeah, it's still, we can't really do too much, but we're allowed to go to the beach. So I'm making the most, have a little South African braai.
Yeah.
See what happens over the weekend. But yeah, all good here.
Okay. Awesome.
Cannot complain.
India, what's happening in India? See, numbers are increasing quite a bit.
Yeah, it is. I think Delhi is improving at the moment, but it's getting tough. I think still worse to come. Probably we all need to be very careful. We need to follow the protocol. But as a sport person, you really need to go outside and do a lot of outdoor training. You can't sit at home and just waiting the vaccine will come or not. You just need to go outside and fight for yourself. Like I have two kids, and more than when I go outside, I have a lot of responsibility to come home. I don't want to surprise them with something they're not expecting.
Yeah. Of course.
It's a lot of responsibility now because India, JP, you played so many matches in India and you've seen we do have a lot of population, man. The social distancing, with the education matters a lot. I think Jamie would agree with me because our government is doing so much, and as a citizen of India, we really need to bang on, and we really need to look after the sanitization, or probably I would say we really need to be careful what we do as a person, and whatever we do, every step is something we really need to take it, but at the same time we really need to be careful what we're doing.
Yeah. What's happening in Mumbai there, Jim?
In Mumbai, actually, the numbers are a bit high. I mean, things are not that good over here, but we are getting there. But again, as Suresh Bhaiya said, we need to, take on that responsibility. Like the government is doing so much for us, but it is our personal responsibility as citizens of this country, to take up that responsibility, not just for ourselves, but for our families and our loved ones. So I think It's very important for all of us, to, yes, do your work because sometimes you have to do it, but do it in a way where you follow the rules and regulations and you are safe while doing it.
It does help when you.
And you're entertaining everyone, Jemimah. So we all are proud of you. You're a big entertainer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And it helps when you have your own grounds.
It's
It
amazing.
does. It does.
It's when you play for 13 years of IPL, brother. You know how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Big people.
Yeah, so
No,
just
not big.
in South Africa, yeah, numbers are still increasing. But interestingly, in Cape Town itself, there's been a little bit of I wouldn't say a downward curve, but just a steady curve. So I think there has been somewhat a bit of a control over it, which is good. But elsewhere, we're increasing quite a bit. I think
And how's the kids' school? They are still open or they are doing online classes? That's a pretty concern in India right now.
Yeah, so they the schools opened for a while, but we chose to keep the kids back. But now, just last night, actually, our president announced that the schools will be closing for the next 4 weeks as well, because we're expecting our peak now in the next couple of weeks. So they've closed it again. So yeah, we have to be very vigilant and as you said now, just be very conscious of all the protocols and make sure that if you can, you kind of just stay at home and be with the family. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment.
Yeah, it's a strong message. If you're listening to this, please do stay safe wherever you are.
Yep.
And we do, yeah, we love to update each time on here, and hopefully those cases are going to keep dropping. I mean, even over here, I mean, the cases they're kind of stalling, but just because they're obviously stalling doesn't mean that everyone just goes back to normal. So we're all want to stay safe at the end of the day. So that would be our joy message here. And Jemmy, cricket-wise, I know big news for you. You are hoping to come over to the UK later this summer. Do you want to just update us on what's happened there?
Yeah, so we've got news that UK tour has got cancelled. We were supposed to have a tri-series where South Africa and England and India were supposed to be there. But like, unfortunately, I mean, it was really sad that, it got cancelled. So, yeah, I mean, everyone's very unhappy with that. But yeah,
Is the actual tour itself cancelled, or is it only from an India point of view? Because I just saw in the news last night that the women's South African Proteas team have gone into a training camp for a possible tour of the UK. So has it completely been called off?
As far as I know, from India, they have said no, but I am not sure about South Africa and all. So,
yeah, I think it could still be on from a South African point of view. So that's yeah, for your case, it's a little bit disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think it was just the sheer numbers of cases, I think, was what made the decision for BCCI. Whereas, yeah, JP, I think they're going to do a longer series with South Africa and England.
Okay.
So, yeah, for now, your women are going to come over. So, yeah, no one really knows where they are at the minute, do they?
Yeah, man. But I mean, the guys are still busy training, and I've seen a lot of Suresh Raina doing a lot of push-ups and pull-ups and running in the water, and I don't know what else you've been doing there, buddy.
Yeah, we do it, man. I don't want any regret later, especially next 4-5 years. I will see my kids come to the ground and watch me play. That's a kick I have it. So you need to keep going until you're not fighting for yourself. Then no one can gonna do it for you. You have to do it for yourself, no matter what.
Yeah,
it's been good. It's been good.
You excited for? There's obviously been some talks around IPL being in the UAE. Has there been any confirmations around that, or is it still sort of?
It's already confirmed now. Yeah, it's already confirmed now. The best thing about the Daddy's Army team in Chennai Super King, we are going to get a good weather in Dubai, man.
Yeah, it's going to be hot.
Chennai, you have played so many matches. Jimmy also must have played a lot of matches there, but it's pretty hot. It's not like Liam. It's not like UK. You just go there and enjoy your bit of breeze. In Chennai, you have to come, especially whole India. You just need to come there and you need to drink a lot of water previous night. Otherwise, you'll open up everywhere.
I think the summers of UK is like the winter in Chennai.
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
It's so hot.
Yeah,
completely different world. So I mean, Suresh, how are you feeling about that now? Are you excited to just get going, or the fact that it's UAE, it's been pushed back? Is it slightly odd? How are you feeling?
I think in India, I think we all sport like we do really entertain our 130 billion of the population in India. I think when you play cricket, they like to be happy. They worship cricket in India. I think JP must have played a lot of matches, and we have seen the women's lot of matches together. So I think it's a matter of giving the happiness, because they are locked down completely for 3-4 months. They just need to see some live action. They just need to to get going some sport. I think I've seen England and West Indies they're playing. I've seen few Premier League matches, but cricket in India it's worship. You just go out there and make someone happy, and especially the kids. They are not going to the school. They're not able to understand the online classes because they have never done it in before. So in a way they are happy, and in a way they really need to be happy. End of the day, I think they're doing everything as a parents. You are doing every possible way to make them happy, but still somehow you're not waking up fresh. You're not thinking. You might see something bad tomorrow. So a lot of mental challenges there. So as a sport person, you see a lot of challenging happening. But when you see a lot of live matches coming on TV, then definitely it will be very very smiling face all over the places. So I think I'm pretty looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. And we've certainly seen that in terms of IPL. I mean, you've been there from inception. So, am I right in saying that you're the highest run scorer in IPL?
No, Virat is there now. I think he's 30, 40 runs ahead, but you never know. I'm happy. His top five is one. I love Rohit Sharma is there, myself, and Virat, of course. And AB de Villiers, he's a legend of the game and a very, very nice human being.
Yeah.
I think one more is there.
JP.
I don't know. JP is there. Yes,
all behind. All behind.
Yeah,
So
JP,
we've had this thing, Liam and Jamie, where we've selected our all-time IPL 11. Okay, and I must state for the record that you were in mine, Suresh.
Okay.
No, you weren't, unfortunately.
It's fine.
But what we'll do is we'll give you some time to think about that towards the end of the show. So we're looking for you to pick your all-time 11, and maybe we should do this, Liam. Maybe we should go with at least 4 overseas players. What do you think about that?
You will not be there either.
Come on, man.
But if I were to pick you, definitely you will be my.
Pick 12.
You can
I'll come in as 12.
No. You're not all man. You can give me that option of 1, 3rd, and 5th over in power play because I've seen you bowling with a lot of overs in power play.
Yeah.
And especially you can bat anywhere, middle order as well as opening, and you can be a good captain. So I've covered everywhere. So we need to see which team you are representing. So if I'm a captain of the IPL team, definitely you're in my 4 overseas player.
All right. So we'll give you some time to think about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll quiz him and see what he comes up with. JP, I was going to ask you, have you managed to land a coaching job yet for the next IPL?
No, yes.
Dude, the lockdown has caused me to be unemployed. So yeah, no coaching gigs as yet. I've done a few commentary gigs just before lockdown. There was potential of a commentary gig for IPL, so I'm not sure whether that's still a possibility now in the UAE, but we'll see. You know, we're very restricted in terms of our traveling at the moment. There was potential for a CPL as well, but I believe that they're going to go all local commentary in terms of the team or the commentary team, obviously just trying to manage the whole process there. So yeah, you know, nothing in the immediate, becoming an academic at the moment where I'm studying. So that's what I'm busy with, eh? I
need to ask a question to JP Duminy. Who's your all-time favorite South African player, man?
All-time favorite South African player?
Yeah.
Herschel, I would say. Herschel Gibbs.
Oh, wow.
I grew up, he was my hero growing up. I was very fortunate that I had my 15th birthday. So I was obviously still a junior, and my dad had met him out at a restaurant sometime around just before my birthday. And my dad just approached him and asked him, listen, it's JP's birthday. Would you be interested in maybe coming to surprise him at our house? And I don't know what made him say yes. And so, yeah, he actually rocked up at my dad's house on the night of my birthday. And
so
knocked on the door, and my dad said, go open. And I opened the door, and there's Herschel Gibbs standing in the doorway with a South African shirt. You know, I was speechless. And it was actually a function from our school. Our high school was raising funds for a UK tour. and he went with me as my guest. So can you imagine how popular I was that night? And
Wow.
and then we were standing around with the team, and guys were obviously probing him with questions and so forth. And my dad blurts out from the back. He says, "Herschel, just watch out. JP's going to play in the same team as you one day." And I didn't know where. And lo and behold, 5 years later, I ended up playing in the same team as him. So it was quite a cool story.
Very nice story, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So Herschel Gibbs is the man.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking like Jacques Callis or an AB, but no, you went straight for Herschel. But
yeah, I went for the bad boy.
Not everybody comes around town with the shirt.
And who was yours, Jamie?
Mine is Rohit Sharma. I really love his batting.
So, legend of the game, top man.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Not again.
Effortless batting.
He double 100 and 500 in the World Cup. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He's a very, very nice guy. And top of that, you played with him, he's got a good sense of humor, man.
Yeah, he does.
You can't be bored around him. You just keep laughing, and he likes to go out. He likes to eat different cuisine. He likes to see different matches. He's the man to be around.
Yeah, he is. He took us to a restaurant once, a couple of the guys in Mumbai. And, it wasn't a cheap place, that I can say. So, I mean, we were like,
when Rohit Sharma takes you out, it cannot be a cheap place.
Of course.
And we were like, we're looking, so it's all overseas guys, and we think, okay, who's playing this ball now? And all of a sudden, he comes back and he just said, "Come, guys, right, we're going." So he covered the entire bowl. But that's nice. Exactly the type of person you mentioned in Suresh. I mean, he's got the most generous heart and great leader. I really enjoyed playing under his leadership. Even though I didn't play, I carried a lot of drinks under his leadership, but I enjoyed it. But definitely a team man, and one of the all-time greats in my book in terms of Indian players.
Yeah. What's his leadership style like? Is he a man manager, loud, or is he a quiet, from behind the scenes kind of guy? What's he like?
I think I would say he's the next MS Dhoni for the Indian cricket team. I've seen him. He's calm. He likes to listen. He likes to give confidence to among the players. And top of that, he likes to lead from the front. When the captain leads from the front, at the same time, he gives the respect to the dressing room atmosphere. You have it all. So you just need to as a captain. He thinks everyone is a captain. So I think I've seen it. I played under him in when we won a Asia Cup in Bangladesh. I've seen him how he's giving a lot of confidence to young players like Shardul, Washington Sundar, and Chahal, of course. So around him, players enjoy the intensity. Around players, they enjoy his aura. I think when you enjoy the aura of a player, you like to be positive. I think that's what he's good at. I think he's one of the toppest. After MS Dhoni was brilliant, but I would say I think he has won more trophy than MS. But they both are very similar. But they both, as a captain, like to listen. When your captain is listening, you know how it is. You can solve a lot of problems. You can solve a lot of the mental aspect of the players. So I think in my book, they are wonderful human beings.
No, for sure. And I just wanted to bring up we sort of in the Indian team now and kind of get a feel of, I mean, we've played many games against one another and you've been prolific against South Africa. Would you say that it's still an ambition for you to play for India again?
Definitely, JP. I think I have it. I have few operations, but every operation I have learned. Every operation I feel I'm a different person. You know how it is when you rehab, when you do a lot of same thing every day, but every rehab I became a tougher. Every rehab I thought I might play again, but I don't want to be so pushy. I became a better person when I have my daughter Gracia, when I became more good when I have my son Rio. But somehow I feel I can still play. But at the same time, I want to enjoy my cricket, man. I haven't enjoyed my cricket for the last couple of years. So this is the next 3-4 years, whether I play or not, it's the destiny. But I just want to go out there and smile on the field and just enjoy my batting and enjoy my fielding, see my teammates, they are laughing and having a good laugh. What we used to do earlier. So I think cricket became more commercial, cricket became more branded way. But end of the day, as a player, you just need to go out there and come out as a happy soul. That's what I'm searching in my mind, where when I go to the ground, when I come back, I want to be happy. Money and fame is there, but I just want to be happy around my preparation, my hard work. That's all that's what I've done in the last so many years. Just want to try one more time and see how it goes.
All right. Yeah.
So, Suresh, do you find that your ambitions have changed? So take someone like Jemmy, who's 19, start of her career, she can dream big. When you were that age to now, are you still wired the same way and you want exactly the same trophy, success? Or when you get older, does it...
I never thought I played for India, to be honest. I was playing gully cricket. I was spending time with my brothers, the cricket academy. So I was not thinking about playing India. I just wanted to go out there and express myself. It's just about going out from your house to just see who you are as a person. Sport is all about enjoying your company with your teammates and traveling, learning a lot of things, and get to know how you can be a good person. I think JP must have traveled all over the world, played each and every league from West Indies to India, India to UK. I think you learn a lot when you travel a lot. I played in England in 2004. I played a club called in Manchester, Ashley Cricket Club. I think I've learned a lot because those days I never used to speak in English. I never used to know the dining table, the professionalism. But you learn a lot because we come from a family where you just need to go out there and mom and dad, you know how they are. You play, but you need to study more. You come from a family. My dad used to work in army, but they were very, very good. They were saying they were emphasizing more on studies. So I think I became more tougher, and I just want to enjoy my cricket. Whether I play or not, it's not in my hand. But I just want to go out there and come out as a happy soul. It's all about that, man.
So it's interesting you bring that up, that you want to be, you want to enjoy your cricket. So if I had to reflect back on my career, there's certainly been moments where you find yourself in a space where you're not necessarily enjoying it as you want to. And I'll be interested to know, like Jem is 19 years old, pretty much at the start of her career.
Yeah.
And Jem, would you say that you've experienced glimpses of that, where you find yourself in a mental space where you're not enjoying it as much? Would you say that you've experienced that before?
Yes, I have experienced that. As you keep playing and as the level gets higher, there's more pressure, there's more attention, and then sometimes you just miss the whole focus of why did you start playing cricket. I mean, sometimes it's very easy to say, like, enjoy the game. But when you are in that situation, sometimes it actually gets very difficult because of the things around. But as you said last time, JP, in the last podcast we had, it's all a journey, and, it's all about the ups and downs, and, you get to learn so much from them. So I think, even for me, I've experienced that a lot. I mean, even though I've not played as much as both of you all, but I've still experienced that a lot. But I'm still learning, to start enjoying not just the highs, but even the lows, and, enjoying and playing cricket just for the reason I started playing cricket.
Because you are an opening batsman, me and JP is a middle order batsman. There's a lot of difference in that. It's so tougher in middle order. You get 10-15 hours to express yourself. Sometimes perform, and sometimes selector says or captain says you don't have a 50, but they don't see your strike rate, they don't see your not out, but see you next season.
Right.
Bhaiya, sorry, carry on.
No, Suresh Bhaiya, so how did you deal with those challenges? Like, if you wanted to give me advice, like, you've been through this. So how did you actually get
just
to
be
that space?
Just be yourself. At the same time, just enjoy what you do. End of the day, you're playing for your country. If you're there, that means you're too good a player to be there. Someone will come or someone will say, listen to them, but do what your heart says. What I have done. And I'm very, very happy. I played with my lot of senior players like Rahul Dravid really taught me how to be a discipline, especially Sachin Tendulkar. He showed how to be disciplined, and MS Dhoni showed me how to be very, very human, a very, very good human being. And top of all of that, I think your coach, Gary Christian, I think he showed you can be a toughest, you can be a greatest cricketer of the country, but you really need to be a good person. If you will play 10 years, 15 years, another day, you need to enjoy with your loved ones, wife and kids, your family, your parents. I think, like you said, I think in your age, just enjoy as each and every session, each and every travel, each and every match you play, just be yourself. Never change. Just go out there and smile on the field, perform, and you are a great I would say you are a Harbhajan Singh of women's team. You make a lot of things ease. You enjoy a lot. I really love that about you.
Thank you so much.
And that's the thing that I think is almost the separation of the current generational cricketer. What I've enjoyed, Jem, you being a young cricketer, is you are really a personality beyond the game. And what I mean by that is, the double trouble that you were involved in and so forth. And there's a real character behind actual cricketer. And I think people fall in love with that as well, almost more than just the cricketer. Because ultimately, yes, cricket is your job and so forth, but it can't be your life. It's never your life. And I think if you had to ask Suresh about, particularly when he started a family, how your perspective changed in terms of what's important, and I think I can almost speak for him. When you have kids, I'm not saying you must have kids now, just pipe down.
Take your time.
But you certainly find a space where perspectives change, and that's where you almost now go into a different gear of understanding. You know what? I'm just gonna enjoy this, man. This is a part of my life. It's not my life. It's an important part, but I'm gonna give it my all, and I'm just gonna have fun and enjoy myself off the field and influence people in a positive way. And I think even in the way you do it, like in a jovial way, in a fun way, people get attracted to that. And I think that for me is what separates you at the moment. And I want to encourage you to continue on that journey where you create something beyond just the game, which is awesome.
So absolutely true. You should. So true.
Yeah.
100%. I just think, Jemmy, you're made for this generation. When you just think of, like JP just said, personality. If you were around 20 years ago without social media and without all the cameras in your face, I mean, we wouldn't know so much about you. I think that's the beauty now. Like social media, I can know so much more about all of you than 10 years ago when it wasn't really a done thing. So all fans want to do is know their players. They want to know, Suresh, what does he do when he goes to the gym? Jemmy, how do you, what music do you like? Whereas now we can access that, and you just bring that out in an awesome way. Like, loads of people would love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, crazy. You're only 19. Got 10 more years of it.
Enjoy your life. Oh, yes.
And in terms of ambitions, Jim, for the next, I would say 5-10 years, I mean, yes, you'd have ambitions within the game. But beyond that, what would you like to see for yourself if you take your playing career and outside the game itself?
Singer, definitely. Sorry.
But I think, beyond cricket, I would just like to be known as the person, who adds value to people's lives and, builds them up. Because in this world, there's, like wherever you go on social media, whatever it is, there's so much negativity coming in. But, I genuinely want to be that person who always builds up people and not puts them down. I mean, I'm not there yet, but, at the end of my life, as hearing both of you all speak also, what actually matters is these moments more than the scores, more than the runs you score and everything. So yeah, I think for me it would be being known as a better human being and someone who's helped others reach their best potential.
Yeah,
she's already doing it. I saw she was dancing with the kids when she did some UNICEF initiative during the World Cup. She's been doing a lot of giving that smile on the kids' face. That's all you need to do. That you've been encouraging a lot of women to play for the country. That's you have, all the women have done it for India, especially you. I think you played around the game. At the same time, you've been speaking very, very positively among the media. That's all women wants to hear. And I wish you guys play the IPL around. The South African women team are coming, the Caribbean team are coming, Australian women are coming, and we play. Then you guys also play. You've been encouraging a lot of women to represent their country. My daughter wants to know what is the grip now. JP also wants to know how we play. Papa, which team you play? I like the yellow color. I said, that's your papa's color. I know Jiva's papa. I know Hinaya's papa. I know Imran Tai's, and because she's in love with Gibran. She spent a lot of time with Gibran. So we have that connection because they want to see their dad playing on the field, because that's why I really appreciate the Chennai Super King the owner and the administration, they're so professional, JP. They do so much around the families. When your family is happy, when your friends is happy, you can win it everything. You play for your country or play for your clubs. That's all you want to do that.
Yeah, you spoke a little bit about your daughter there, Gracia, and I saw that. Am I right in saying you've named your foundation after your daughter?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your foundation. What have you been up to lately, particularly now in lockdown?
It's been good. God has been really kind. She born in Amsterdam, and we want to do something for the women in India. I think my wife does a lot of work for the women, because in outside India they do have a lot of respect. They do have a lot of the commitment around the wife, because women are there to love. They really need to get respect from everyone. You can't have them. They're not there for the babies. They're not there for work. They really need to get the 50-50%, because outside India they do get love. They do get the freedom. They do independent women. They work for their professional life. In India, sometimes some of the village I know, some of the person I know, because we've been doing it to get the respect going, because they are there to love, they're there to respect. Because I do have a sister, I do have a daughter, I do have a mother. On top of that, I do have a wife who wants to change the mentality of the person who's not there yet to understand the power of a woman personality. So I think that's why we have started something to know what is it all about. And we do adopted few girls to make sure when my daughter grows up, she should really feel it and do something extraordinary for the woman. Because you know how it is in India. Sometimes it's very difficult to see someone is beating on women. Sometimes they are abusing them. It's not. You can't hit a woman. It's so bad.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. You talk about beating on women. I mean, that's something that's happening all over the world. Sort of gender-based violence, and particularly in South Africa, it's become something that has been very topical. So it's important to. I just want to commend you firstly on the work that you're doing, man. And it's important for people to do things that are really close to their hearts, and not just for being seen like you're doing something. And yes, there's an importance behind the social media aspect, because it creates awareness. But for me, it's always important to know that you're doing something that is close to your heart. And the social media aspect is just an add-on, so that you can create awareness and people can be aware of what you're doing, but also can add value at some point as well. So great work.
Exactly. Thank you, brother. And I used to learn, because my wife is Dutch. Take haak leaves for you. They used to say that in Africa. Take haak leave for you.
Oh, ik is lief voor jou. Ik is lief voor jou.
Because Dutch is also saying, ek haak. Dutch also saying, ek haak van jou, my leafy. That means I love you, my wife.
There's a slight tweak in Afrikaans and Dutch, but it's I could make it out that it's about I love you.
Yeah. I love you too, brother.
Right, should we circle back to this IPL 11 and put Suresh under some pressure?
Yes, let's see what he had.
What? I didn't get you. Sorry. Please come again, Lab.
I said, should we circle back to this IPL 11 and put you under some pressure? See,
I'm the coach. JP would be head coach. I'm the fielding coach. So you can make anyone. I don't want to make anyone unhappy, brother.
Let someone else pick.
Okay. Did you know that the media had actually caught JP because he had not put many Indians in his IPL 11?
Can you believe it?
People were often offended.
Yes.
Oh man, come on, JP.
Yeah, so maybe we need to refrain from this, Liam, because it might just put him in a challenging situation.
Well, at least he's got a heads up, where you didn't know that.
I'm just a coach. You can make any team. I'm not playing anymore, so I'm just a coach.
Yeah.
You can name anyone, because I did with Rohit Sharma, Mumbai Indians and CSK. They made a team. Rohit was a batting coach. I was a fielding coach. So no stress. So you can't make your teammates unhappy, because AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli also named. They were also the coach. You played 13 years. Every player has a different persona. Every player is a quality player. Every position is different. And imagine if I pick you, I really want Jemmy to play with my team, because it's a women's IPL and the men's IPL gonna be there very soon. So it's very difficult to make 11, because it's tough one.
So would you say let's circle back to CSK. And not necessarily pick an 11, but if you go back to overseas players that you've played with since the start, who were the players that were very influential in your career from an overseas point of view?
You're talking about the CSK?
CSK, yeah. The overseas
I
players.
think I would say I
played a big part in your career.
I took 3 names. Definitely number 1, I would say Matthew Hayden, because he changed my mentality around the power plays. And definitely LV Mokel. He was one of the nicest person we've played. He's everywhere. He's so nice around the families, so nice around the ideas, what he brings to the table. He just want to add on every time we had a meeting, especially the playoff one. And number 3, I would say Michael Hussey. I think he was one of the nicest person who worked hard and change your perception, how you think about the test cricket, how you think about the one day, because you know how it is test and one day at the same time 2020 is kind of sometimes you really need to switch off and switch on. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to switch on from the right ball to white ball. You can't just go there and smash the white ball. If you want to hit 10 sixes in a game, or probably I would say 5, you really need to hit a 50 sixes in the nest to get your shape on. It's not easy. So I would say Matthew Hayden is one of the nicest guy who really changed my perception of thinking, because I still remember we had a team meeting in 2008. He said, I think Kepler vessels were there. He said, just take on 6 over 40 runs, 2 wickets. I said, I was listening. Then our Indian coaches also said that. He said, no. If I see the loose ball, if I see the ball in my area, I'm going to go hard. I said, I think I like this one.
Yeah.
So we ended up scoring 80 for 1. And we won that game like 100, probably 40, 50 runs. So I think that's why the foreigner players bring a lot of quality to the Indian players, especially the youngsters. A lot of under 19 players, especially you played in Delhi, you played in Mumbai, you played in Deccan Charger. You've seen how youngsters is so keen to learn from your perspective of life, how you guys go back and play in cold weather, how you train in a different wickets, because sometimes you have your tour, you have played around the coaches, because that's that we are lacking in India. Because sometimes when you play in IPL, they don't connect with the players, because under 19 players need a counseling every time, because when you have a lot of millions of dollars in your bank, you really need to know why the $1 million come in your bank, because you really need to give this importance to your game. You can have a personal dietitian, you can have a personal trainer, you can have a personal lawyer, but at the same time give 10 hours to the ground. Then you can really improve $5 million. Now this is the something they really need to work with. I think BCCI should do something, or probably I would say senior players like the coaches, they do something, because in a year you really need to do nice investment. Whatever they want to think, they can buy whatever they want to. And that way the money is coming from cricket only. It will not come tomorrow. You might get injured, but they really need to be humble around the process, because you know how it is. Every franchisee, they are smart now. They will not give you money in a fun way. They really want you to play well. At the same time, they really want to do the branding work well, and they really want to see the switch off time. You really need to carry the flag well. So I think it's a lot of responsibility on the player. It comes from the ground, it comes from the switch off when you travel the hotel, and it's also come when you're sitting in the flight. You can't be 1.5 months. You really need to show your professional brand. You really need to show your professional face. Otherwise, thank you, next year you're not there anymore.
No, sure. No, that's great, man. That's great.
So JP, if we flip that for you, which Indian player had the most influence on you in your IPL stint? Would it be Rohit?
So many?
Yeah, from a leadership point of view, probably Rohit. But I think let's go back to the start, who I actually got on very well with. And interesting enough, if you remember, I mean, Suresh will remember this. I had short hair when I just started playing. And,
no hair.
And
you like, come on.
Yeah. Well, and I started at Mumbai in 2009. And what's his name now? I get the blank.
Indian player?
Yeah, Indian player, opening batsman, left.
So Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
Abhishek Nair, you mean?
No. He's still playing now. Keepers. I can't believe I hit the absolute blank.
Keeper?
No. He's married to Aisha, man.
Shikhar Dhawan.
Shikhar Dhawan.
And there we go.
Oh man, top man.
So we were called brothers actually, because we kind of looked similar.
Yes. Oh.
And remember, you always
you had the thing also same like Shiki. Shiki was the same, and they used to look the same. Like JP mentioned, it's very difficult too, because he come from South, because he likes to call some other player. He doesn't like to call the Indian player. He wants like Caribbean or the African player. Said Shiki, Good on, Mike. How you doing? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just saying that we got on very well in the start, and particularly our wives as well. So Shika's wife is actually she's Indian but also Australian. Yeah, so she lives out there. So Sue, my wife, and her got on very well. So yeah, I would say in the beginning, got on very well with Shika, and he played a big influence. And then, as you said there, from a leadership point of view, I really enjoyed Rohit. And if I had to flip that to an international within the IPL, I would say Kumar Sangakkara, who I think we're gonna have on the show pretty soon. And what an amazing guy, and also amazing leader, and really a heart of gold. And if I'm sure you would have experienced this as well.
Definitely.
Sri
Tough
Lankan people are really good human beings, and heart of gold, man, and will do anything for you. So yeah, those three people actually stand out.
So which franchise did you enjoy the more? You played quite a bit. The team.
This question actually came up a couple of weeks ago, and I said Delhi. So one of the main reasons why is because I got to captain for a season, and that was. I mean, we didn't necessarily have a successful season, but it really was a stepping stone for me in terms of leadership. And Gary was the coach at the time, and he gave me that opportunity. And I had some really good success personally at Delhi. So that's why I definitely.
You guys did pretty well that time. That season, you guys did pretty well.
Yeah. So I enjoyed Delhi. Yeah. No Mumbai fans.
Jemmy's
I'm heartbroken, but it's okay.
It's okay.
So you said.
But Mumbai always beat us, man, on the final, so you should be happy.
But I think now it's leveled, right? I mean, Mumbai have won equal to Chennai.
Mumbai won.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
You're saying it deliberately, right? You want to?
No,
you're so smart.
No.
I know you now.
No, nothing like
well
that.
played, Jamie.
You got some questions for us there, Liam? Fan questions?
Let's wrap up some questions. As always, had like a million questions, so did my best. All right, Jemmy, what's been the hardest thing to keep up with in lockdown? Fitness work or technical work?
Technical in the sense? Okay.
So as in your batting, your timing versus keeping fit.
I think it would be cricket, because at home you cannot do much, and since I had a few equipments at home, and even once the lockdown got in a bit easier, I had ordered some weights at home and a barbell, so like fitness was much easier to do at home, but like you cannot practice a lot like how you practice on the ground in a building. So I used to practice with a plastic ball, but definitely that has also helped me a lot. But yeah, if you compare both, I would say keeping in touch with cricket was slightly more challenging than fitness.
Have you ever done it where you put the cricket ball in the sock and you hang it down and hit it?
I used to do it. I used to do
that a lot. My dad used to do that. It's so amazing. The ball is coming left and right, and you don't need a fielder. You don't need to throw down. Just play.
Just you yourself, right?
All day. Right, Suresh, let's bring you in. Is there a cricket shot that you can't play, but you'd love to add to your game if you could? If you could add one shot to your game, what would it be?
I think I would prefer the lap shot, because I played once on Ajit Agarkar. I had 15 stitches there. And my tooth was broken, so that way sometimes just go like this, but it's not the right way to do it, because you had that thing, because you have a lot of runs in that area. Spinner I still can do it, but fast bowler is very difficult. Because when I was very young, I played that shot. I got injured. I was thinking I don't want to go out from the field. I just want to go to Malaysia. We were going for DLF Cup, India, West Indies, and Australia. And so I think probably I would try it, because I've been learning from Rishabh. He was in very, 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 very good around. I was asked him, where should I play? I said, you just need to see the length, and in cricket is every day you need to learn. So I think I have a question for Jamie. I think if you want to change one thing in women's team, what it would be?
One thing? Like in our team, or like in general?
Just a whole perception. What do you think, what is lacking, and what what is there to change, and what you can think it can really add on some good quality around the women's team.
I
Sorry,
think.
ma'am.
Taking my job.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. I think more than anything else, now things have changed in India, but for me, still like to give women more opportunity to play cricket in India, because this is one thing I see that it's gotten much better, but I think that is like should get more better in India and will definitely get more better in India and I believe that will happen by the kind of cricket we as individuals play. So the better we play over there, the more many more girls will be inspired to pick up the sport. Many more parents will support their girl and support their children to take up the sport, and I believe that is one thing that we can do, like to
So
get
sweet. Yeah, so true.
things better.
Yeah, I think they should put you in bigger cricket grounds now as well, because you could definitely. The game's growing so much. Like you filled out
Right.
the game in Australia. I think now they could put you
Yeah.
at Lords or they could put you at the Wankhede, and you
Mhm.
probably get a really good crowd.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they need to stop putting you in
that's
the
true.
secondary grounds.
That's why UK and South Africa, I think every foreign country, they're pretty good. They do have the level 2, level 3. You have a lot of precaution around the coaching. They do. You really need to be very careful what you say to the kids. And they do have a protocol. In India, sometimes it's very difficult, especially for the boys as well as for the girls. So if they can improve to some certain, because I've done level 2 in England, I've seen how they're very particular. Their parents in South Africa also have been to Amsterdam. I was practicing with Gary. He was doing under 19 boys there, because they do have a respect, because they do have a very strong law. And India, sometime if I'm sending my daughter, I have to be there 24 hours. If she's practicing, I can't leave her alone, because sometime in India it's very difficult. I can't leave my son alone. So it's some rule and regulation has to be same to everyone. So if they want to pick up a game, if they want to pick up any sport, I will not leave them alone for 3 hours or 4. I have to be there in the coach's eyes to what my daughter is doing, what my son is doing, because this is something I have got it for after so many years. So I have to be very particular if they are safe, if they are not, what they are needing, because that's why you really need to see a lot of difference in India and outside country, because that's where we lacked a lot. So I think this is something our government, probably the academy or whatever it is, they really need to be very careful.
Awesome, man.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Right, Japes. Looking back, if you could change the outcome of one match in your career, which game would you redo?
That's an easy one. 2009 T20 World Cup. Oh man, it still haunts me today. Semi-final against Pakistan in the UK. We were chasing the game. I think we needed 140 to win. We came up 6 runs short. I was 40 not out of 37 balls. Albie Morkel and Mark Boucher still needed to bat. Oh my goodness. It was one of those situations. No, I didn't do that. It was one of those situations where even if I tried to get out, I couldn't. The ball just landed in pockets all the time. I mean, I tried to swing as hard as I could, and every time I would nick the ball, or I miss-hit the ball and it would land in a gap. And oh man, Mohammad Amir, I mean, he bowled in that last over. I think we needed 15. And I managed to hit 1-6, but other than that, 5 Yorkers spot on, couldn't get it anywhere. I literally wanted to dig a hole and jump in, because I felt like I lost the game for the team. So if I could choose one game, without a doubt, that one.
Oh, okay. I thought you might have chosen a final or something. But
I was thinking the same.
It was a semi-final. Listen, you forget that South Africa never got to a final.
They will one day, JP.
Again?
They will one day, for sure.
Oh, yeah, we hope so. Maybe once when we coaches, then we'll play India.
level go up. Yeah, because even if
2020 World Cup, we can do it. You get a batting coach, I can be a fielding coach. Then they can do it.
Speak it.
So you'll betray your own country, Suresh Bhaiya?
No. It's World Cup is something. I'm not betraying my country, because the country I play for, they have given me everything. I'm just trying to help one more country, because I'm in South Africa is also country.
Like
so we really need to support each and every person. This cricket is a team sport.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You'll have that question when you be around 30. Don't worry.
Nah, awesome.
Okay, final question. Suresh, one more for you. In general, which IPL bowling attack is the toughest to face each season? Obviously, it changes slightly, but
I think I won't say the bowling attack. I think I prefer the fans, how they create the buzz, because every bowlers have the foreigner players, the spinner. Because it depends, because I really love playing against Mumbai Indians. At the same time, I really love playing against Delhi, because you really need to see the captain. Because bowler is, you need to play only 4 foreigners. At the same time, you do have a lot of Indian cricketers, Indian all-rounders, because I play number 3. So I don't worry about the bowling unit. I just need to go there and get my batting and just keep going. I never think whichever, because when you're playing the international cricket or when you're playing the format where a lot of foreigner brings a lot of experience, you need to be ready for that. But I prefer the crowds, because when I play in Delhi, because I live in Delhi now, I've seen they are very tough, but at the same time they are very friendly. But when I play in Chepak or Mumbai Indians, or I would say in Bangalore, so you crowd creates the butterflies in your stomach. That's what I've felt, because when you have a butterflies, you do the best. So I go with the crowd rather than the bowling.
Fair enough.
JP, I think I'm right or wrong?
smart.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting perspective, and the main grounds, I guess, if you think of Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, CSK, those were always the most daunting, depending on who you played for. Going to CSK, you almost knew that you're gonna lose the game. They were so formidable at their home stadium. Bangalore as well. I mean, phenomenal record in their home grounds. So there's definitely an intimidation factor that kind of raises your awareness and raises your game to kind of give your best effort.
I think Liam is searching some question, some answer. I think I haven't given you the answer.
That was a very professional answer you gave, yeah. But I'll take it and I'll turn it round.
Yeah.
You'll answer my question. Yeah. Very clever. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. Sorry we can't get through them all, but yeah, Suresh, there were 500,000 questions for you, so didn't think we could keep you all day.
No, I can't, because my videos there. I really enjoy talking to. I've seen your shows. I've seen Jamie, especially JP. I played with. I think this is one of the nicest show I've spoken to the cricketer to cricketer, and I'm pretty happy Jamie is there, because she's been really biggest role model for all the women, especially to my daughter also. She's also 4 now. I hope she brings a lot of success to the country and bring a lot of support to our women. And one day I want my daughter to say, I know this girl you spoken to. I think cricket is all about supporting each other. I think that's why India, South Africa, and especially UK, we all go there and play. I think I'm so happy we're doing something, then they can learn and experience different countries and experience the quality of cricket. So I think in a way this is something I can really thankful. Thank you, JP.
Thank you,
my brother Kobe.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Suresh Bhaiya.
Thank you, Jamie.
Bhaiya, I would like to say something. I think, I've come across many cricketers and many, not just cricketers, but even persons. But you are like one of the sweetest persons that I have come across. I've used the word sweet, guys.
Thank you so much.
And
even JP was the same.
You are, like you are actually.
You have to be sweet when you have 2 kids. You can't do anything. You have a wife to be there, because it comes from you. When you have a holding your baby, you'll feel that, because life is all about enjoying yourself around the loved ones. I think I'm
That's
happy.
True. And that respect level always goes up, like not just for the cricketer person, but also for the human being that you are. So thank you once again for
Thank
coming
you
here.
so much, Jamie. Good luck. All the best.
Well done, Jamie.
Have you copy?
Thanks, Suresh. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, brother. Anytime.
Appreciate your time.
Take care, Take care. Stay safe, guys. I'll hope we'll have a lot of matches together. Then you can watch. It's going to be very interesting without the fans, JP. What do you want to say about that? We have never played without the fans.
I'm going to be sitting in the stands watching you guys, man.
You can't even allow to be in the stands.
Well,
you
hopefully
can be in the commentary box or somewhere with the mask on or doing the sanitizing. I don't know. We have to use our spit, because you can't catch the ball. You really need to drive over the fan. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's difficult. As a batter, you're safe. As a fielder, you're not, because ball's going around. I think they should allow the gloves or something. Otherwise, you'll find every game you find someone suspicious. You know.
Yeah,
Oh,
JP
yeah.
will find a way. JP will sneak into the stadium somehow. He'll be there.
Cool, man, guys.
Cool, man. Thank you. Take
Thanks,
care. Stay
Thanks,
safe.
buddy.
Guys,
Thank you,
thanks. See you
brother.
all soon.
Take care. See you.
Again, thanks, Suresh.
Thank you, brother. See you.
Bye.